Good day, students. Welcome to this JSS 1 Basic Technology lesson on Introduction to Plastics Technology. Look around you, your school chair, water bottle, pen, phone case, PVC water pipe, rubber slippers, nylon bag, all plastic. Plastics are arguably the most versatile materials in modern technology. Nigeria both consumes enormous quantities of plastic and is increasingly developing a plastics manufacturing sector. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to define plastics and explain their chemical origin, distinguish between thermoplastics and thermosets, identify and describe common plastic types and their properties, describe plastic manufacturing processes, state uses of plastics in Nigeria, and identify the environmental problems posed by plastic waste and current solutions. Let us begin. What are plastics? Plastics are synthetic, man-made materials made from polymers, long chain-like molecules formed by linking many smaller molecules, monomers, together through a chemical process called polymerization. Most plastics are derived from petroleum, crude oil, or natural gas through cracking and polymerization. Nigeria, as a major petroleum producer, has the raw material base for a large domestic plastics industry. Key property: plastics are plastic in their name because they are, or were, at some point in manufacturing, capable of being molded, from the Greek plastikos equals moldable. Classification: thermoplastics versus thermosets. Thermoplastics soften and become moldable when heated, harden when cooled, can be reheated and remolded repeatedly without permanent chemical change. Key point: thermoplastics can be recycled by remelting. Thermosets: thermosetting plastics once molded and cured, hardened by a chemical reaction during first heating or mixing, cannot be remelted or remolded, the cross-linking is permanent. If heated excessively they char, burn, rather than melt. Key point: thermosets generally cannot be recycled by remelting. Monomers, polymers. Ethylene, ethene, polyethylene, plastic bags, bottles, tanks. Vinyl chloride, polyvinyl chloride, PVC, pipes, cables, flooring. Propylene, polypropylene, PP, chairs, containers, rope. Styrene, polystyrene, PS, packaging foam, disposable cups. Phenol plus formaldehyde, phenol formaldehyde, bakelite, thermoset, handles, old electrical fittings. Melamine plus formaldehyde, melamine, formaldehyde, thermoset, plates, bowls, laminates. Common thermoplastics in Nigeria. PVC, polyvinyl chloride, rigid PVC, pipes, water supply, sewage, electrical conduit, flexible PVC, cables, insulation, hoses, flooring, inflatable items. Widely used in Nigeria's building and construction sector. Polyethylene, PLDP, low-density P, plastic bags, film, flexible packaging, HDP, high-density P, water storage tanks, the polytank, ubiquitous in Nigerian homes for water storage, jerrycans, pipes, crates. Polypropylene, PP stiff, heat-resistant, fatigue-resistant, injection molded chairs. Most Nigerian plastic chairs are PP, food containers, bottle caps, rope. Polystyrene, PS rigid, clear, brittle, clear food packaging, expanded polystyrene, EPS/foam, white packaging foam, disposable plates and cups. Major litter problem in Nigeria. Acrylic, PMMA, perspex clear, rigid, alternative to glass, used for shop signs, display units, transparent barriers. Nylon, polyamide/PA strong, tough, self-lubricating, used for gears, bearings, cable ties, toothbrush bristles, fishing line. PET, polyethylene terephthalate clear, strong, used for mineral water bottles, widely recycled in Nigeria, food packaging. Common thermosets in Nigeria. Phenol formaldehyde, bakelite, first synthetic plastic, 1907, dark brown/black, used for old electrical sockets, panhandles, knobs. Urea formaldehyde, white/cream, used for modern electrical fittings, MDF binder, bottle caps. Melamine formaldehyde, hard, scratch-resistant, attractive, melamine tableware, plates and bowls, standard in many Nigerian homes for durability, laminate surfaces, formica, used on kitchen worktops, school desks. Epoxy resin, two-part system, resin plus hardener, very strong adhesive and coating, used for PCB circuit boards, flooring, adhesives. Polyurethane, PU can be rigid foam, furniture padding, building insulation, or flexible, foam mattresses and cushions, common in Nigerian homes and buses. Plastic manufacturing processes. Injection molding, molten plastic injected under pressure into a closed metal mold, cools and solidifies to take the mold shape. Used for chairs, containers, car parts, toys, bottle caps. Extrusion, molten plastic pushed continuously through a shape die. Used for PVC pipes, plastic sheets, plastic film, cable insulation. Blow molding, pressurized air blows molten plastic against the inside of a mold to form hollow objects. Used for bottles, jerrycans, polytanks. Vacuum forming, flat thermoplastic sheet heated until soft, vacuum pulls it over a mold to take its shape. Used for food packaging trays, car door panels. Rotational molding, plastic powder loaded into a mold that rotates slowly in an oven, plastic melts and coats the inside of the mold evenly. Used for large water tanks, kayaks. Compression molding, granular thermoset material placed in an open mold, heated upper half presses down, heat and pressure cure the material. Used for melamine plates, electrical fittings, or bakelite parts. Plastic waste and environment. Nigeria generates approximately 2.5 million tons of plastic waste annually. Major environmental problems: clogged drains, flooding in Lagos and other cities, plastic bags block drainage channels, marine and river pollution, plastic from Lagos and Niger Delta enters the Atlantic Ocean, burning of plastic waste, releases toxic dioxins and furans, health hazard. Solutions being implemented: Lagos State ban on single-use plastics, 2020, deposit/refund systems for PET bottles, domestic recycling industry, plastic pickers/recyclers in Lagos, Kano, Port Harcourt, HDP and PET most commonly recycled in Nigeria, FMEMV regulations on plastics. Recycling identification codes, stamped on plastic items: 1 equals PET, 2 equals HDP, 3 equals PVC, 4 equals LDP, 5 equals PP, 6 equals PS, 7 equals other. 3 examination questions. Question 1. Identify the plastic type and manufacturing process for each Nigerian product. A. Plastic chairs, polypropylene, PP, injection molding. B. PVC water supply pipe, PVC, rigid, extrusion. C. 1000-liter water storage tank, polytank, HDP, blow molding or rotational molding. D. Melamine dinner plate, melamine formaldehyde, thermoset, compression molding. E. A PET mineral water bottle, PET, thermoplastic, blow molding, injection stretch blow molding. Question 2. Explain why thermosets cannot be recycled by remelting. Thermosets undergo an irreversible chemical cross-linking reaction during their first curing, or hardening. The long polymer chains are permanently bonded to each other in a three-dimensional network. Unlike thermoplastics, where polymer chains are held by weak physical forces that break apart on heating, the covalent cross-links in thermosets do not break on reheating. Instead, the material chars, it decomposes and burns at high temperatures. You cannot separate or reflow the polymer chains back to a moldable state. This is why melamine plates cannot be recycled into new melamine plates by melting. Question 3. State 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages of plastics compared to metals. Advantages. A. Lightweight, low density means plastics are much lighter than metals. Polypropylene density is almost equal to 0.9 g/cm superscript 3 versus steel is almost equal to 7.8 g/cm superscript 3. B. Corrosion resistant. Plastics do not rust, oxidize, or react with water, many chemicals, or acids. Disadvantages. A. Low strength. Most plastics are significantly weaker than structural metals and cannot bear heavy loads. B. Environmental persistence. Most synthetic plastics are not biodegradable and persist in the environment for hundreds of years, creating serious pollution. 3 common mistakes. Mistake 1. Confusing thermoplastics and thermosets in exams. Remember, thermoplastics can be made, reheated and reshaped, PVC, PE, PP, PET. Thermosets are set permanently, bakelite, melamine, epoxy. A useful memory aid, thermoplastic equals can be thermoed, heated, again, thermoset equals permanently set on first heating. Mistake 2. Saying plastics are derived from trees or plants. Almost all synthetic plastics used in Nigeria are petrochemicals, derived from crude oil or natural gas. Only bioplastics, a newer category, rare in Nigeria, come from plant materials like starch or sugarcane. In an exam, always state the petrochemical origin of common plastics. Mistake 3. Burning plastic waste to dispose of it. In many Nigerian communities, burning plastic is a common waste disposal method. This is environmentally harmful. Burning plastic releases toxic gases including dioxins, furans, and hydrogen chloride from PVC. It is also illegal under Nigeria's Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency, NESRIA, regulations. The correct disposal is collection, separation, and recycling. Summary. Plastics, synthetic polymers from petroleum/natural gas. Thermoplastics, removable PVC or pipes/cables, PE/HDP, polytank/bags, PP, chairs, PET, water bottles, PS, foam packaging, nylon. Thermosets, permanent bakelite, handles, melamine, plates, Nigerian homes, epoxy, adhesive/PCBs, PU foam, matrices. Manufacturing, injection molding, chairs, containers, extrusion, pipes, film, blow molding or bottles, tanks, vacuum forming, trays, rotational molding or large tanks, compression molding, melamine plates. Recycling codes, 1 equals PET, 2 equals HDPE, 3 equals PVC, 5 equals PP, know these. Environmental issues, 2.5 m tons/year waste, drain blockages, river/ocean pollution, burning equals toxic gases, Lagos Single-Use Plastic Ban 2020. For homework, A. Distinguish between thermoplastics and thermosets with 2 examples each. B. Identify the recycling code on any 3 plastic items at home. C. State 3 environmental problems caused by plastic waste in Nigeria. Attempt a quiz on your LMS. Understand plastics, use them wisely, dispose of them responsibly. Visit Litech Academy at academy.litech.com.ng. Until next time.